Hi everybody! Today we are going to learn about mitosis. Mitosis is the process in which a cell divides into two identical daughter cells. It is also a form of asexual reproduction. This means that the DNA inside the first cell is identical to the two daughter cells. Mitosis is also a part of the cell cycle, which is basically the time from when a cell is first formed until the time the cell divides into two daughter cells. Mitosis takes up about 10% of the cell cycle, while the rest of the time is taken up by interphase, in which the cell grows and replicates its DNA. Before mitosis, the cell exists in the phase called interphase. In this phase, the DNA of the cell is chromatin because it is very long and uncondensed and is contained inside the nuclear envelope, which bounds the nucleus. The DNA also replicates during this phase, so the cell now has two sets of identical DNA and is ready to undergo mitosis. In addition to the DNA replicating, an organelle called the centrosome also replicates, so there are two in total. The centrosome is responsible for forming spindle microtubules, which help position the chromosomes in the late phases of mitosis. The first phase of mitosis is called prophase. This phase is when the chromatin of the cell starts condensing and pairing up with its identical strand of DNA. Remember that the DNA has already duplicated in the interphase. Here in this picture, we see an example of sister chromatids and sister chromosomes. The two identical strands of DNA are called sister chromatids, and when they condense and join together, they are called a chromosome. The sister chromatids are joined together by a centromere, the middle part of the chromatids, and the chromosomes. The nucleoli, which are inside the cell's nucleus and contain some of the genetic information, also disappear. In addition to this, the two centrosomes have begun to form their spindles and move apart from each other. The second phase of mitosis is called prometaphase. In this phase, the nuclear envelope, which as you remember surrounds the nucleus, is completely broken down. The chromosomes continue condensing, and the centrosomes move further and further away from each other. During this phase, some of the spindle microtubules begin to attach to each of the sister chromatids at a specific point called the kinetochore. Here is a better picture explaining it. These microtubules are called kinetochore microtubules. This means each chromosome of the cell has two kinetochores because the kinetochore microtubules are attached at two different places. The microtubules that aren't connected to any kinetochores continue to grow and reach the opposite end of the cell. The third phase of mitosis is called metaphase. This is also the longest phase of mitosis and takes around 20 minutes. In this phase, the centrosomes have reached opposite ends of the cell, and each sister chromatid is now connected to a kinetochore microtubule. These microtubules have moved each of the chromosomes to the middle of the cell, or called the metaphase plate. The fourth phase of mitosis is called anaphase. In anaphase, the kinetochore microtubules begin separating the chromosomes by pulling them to the opposite ends of the cell. Each sister chromatid that has been pulled apart is now considered to be a chromosome. This means that there is a complete set of DNA or chromosomes at each end of the cell. Also, during this phase, the cell begins to lengthen as the non-kinetochore microtubules lengthen as well. The last phase of mitosis is called telophase. This phase is basically the opposite of prophase. The chromosomes begin decondensing into chromatin fibers. The nuclear envelope and the nucleus begin forming at both ends of the cell. However, the cell cannot actually form two daughter cells without undergoing cytokinesis. Cytokinesis occurs during late telophase and divides the cytoplasm and the cell into two. At this stage, a cleavage furrow forms, and this pinches the cell into two identical daughter cells. The formation of the two daughter cells means mitosis has been completed, and the two daughter cells will continue to grow until it is their time to start dividing as well, or undergoing mitosis again. Thanks for watching, guys. We all hope you enjoyed it.